which you are part of. Understanding the battle,
Yes.
those who study the ways of war know that a soldier must understand his enemy.
Yes. Yes.
He must understand what the enemy is like,
Yes.
how he thinks and how he fights,
Yes.
so that he can oppose him effectively.
Stop right there. So it's three things we gotta understand. You as the man,
Gotta understand his enemy.
the enemy is number one. Who is your enemy? The enemy, your enemy is Satan. That's who your enemy is. That's who you fighting against. But you don't know that.
But you also must understand what the enemy is like.
Yeah, but see, that's the key. See, as a man, if you're going to lead your son, if you don't understand that the battlefield is being perpetrated by the enemy,
You gotta protect that son.
yeah, you gotta teach him the order.
You gotta teach him the order first.
You gotta teach the order. So he won't understand if he goes out there and get a game, he don't know nothing about the game life. He gets in it, but he don't understand that's the
See, once you get in the game, see, ooh, you got me heated tonight, brother.
Let me say this and I'm gonna let you go back to it. The point of it is that he gets in the game because he doesn't understand order, and he does not understand that being in the game, that's the devil's way of destroying him. Go ahead, brother.
But see, it goes back to the game because the game portrays
Yes, yes,
a family.
yes.
But when you get in,
But isn't a family.
Nope, it's every man for yourself.
That's right. That's
It's a
what
W dog.
So it's a false pretense.
It is.
All right, okay.
You will be a leader or a follower.
Okay, there it is. Plain and simple. We ain't got to go no further than that. I teach my grandson this at all time. I say, you going to be a leader.
I love that man.
I told him the other day, I said, if you don't do what I tell you to do, because he did something crazy in school, and I pulled him, I got him in the car. I never, and one thing you don't need to do, man, don't never embarrass your children in front of somebody else. You take them to the side, get them in a room, shut the door, and you talk to him, and whatever you discipline you're going through, we're going to talk about this tonight, whatever discipline you do, you make sure that it's the right punishment for the thing that he did, and you hold him accountable in private. Don't do it to embarrass him somewhere else, all right? I ain't gonna touch that. I ain't gonna be no more. I ain't gonna say no more about that.
Being a leader.
All right, we ain't touching that no more.
Why is man a leader?
All right. Why? Well, because he's why? God created him that way. They created him that way. That's right.
Teaching my son to be a man.
All right. Now let's get down to the good stuff here. Now. All right.
Whenever I'm watching a movie that harkens back to a tinted yesteryear,
This is a true story here.
it is a simpler times I long for so much as return to the distant days when a man rose alongside the sunrise and expected to give the daylight his best.
Yes.
True clothes were sharper,
You just talked about that.
adolescence shorter,
Yes.
and the word man still deriving of the first spot in the word manners.
That's right. That's right.
Now it seems that if there is something missing,
Yes.
something stripped from today's men,
Yes.
beside their buttons and blazers,
Yes.
a pair of photographs of my grandfather in his prime,
Yes.
and pondered the polarity of our worlds.
Yes.
A dozen decades have hurtled by with such speed. It seems they have left our populace with a case of collective amnesia.
Yes. That's right. That's
I
right.
looked past the creases of my curling photographs, grateful that I can still teach my son what I believe is to be a man.
Yes. Yes.
The fellas in those old photos, they had manners.
Yes.
You could practically see them,
Yes.
even greasy and fatigued. They never went outside without a hat to hold the hair upon their head.
Yes.
It is difficult to believe that they would have left behind their pleases and thank yous.
Yes.
If it only manners abandoned, things might be easier to explain to my boy, but it isn't.
Yes.
There is a mindset now missing. I said that again. There is a mindset now missing. An outlook thickened by decades of languor.
Okay, stop right there. So this gentleman is telling a story about how he looks back on his grandparents and his father
Back in the day.
in the back in the day. We just talking about. That's why I watch Turner Classic Movies, because I admire those men so much, because they taught the principles of how to be a man. All right, so now we have lost manners. We don't have any manners anymore.
No, we don't.
Why do you think when I started this organization almost 6 years now ago, when you first heard this, when you first came to the organization, I said you need to greet your brother with a holy kiss. Well, you think I was crazy, didn't you? Right or wrong?
I thought you was crazy.
I know you did.
But see, I didn't know what it was. But now that I know what it is, it's a different story.
That's right. We at MSF, what we do, every time, either if it's within the walls of our meetings or with the broadcast, when we meet or outside, we always greet each other with a holy kiss. And what I mean by that, I'm going to demonstrate to what we do, because we have to learn how to show brotherly love. How can I aim this young man at a target if I can't hit the target myself. So if I don't demonstrate love to him, how is he going to learn love? He's not going to learn it in the street. He's not going to learn it from any other man. So it's my job, as I am the leader, and we as men are trained, or we are made to be leaders, then I have to lead this brother into love so he can be able to express it to somebody else. So what we do, we greet, no, we're going to sit down so they can see it. What we do, when we see each other, we greet each other, hug, and that's it. And that's what we do. We greet each other, and we show affection in not a homosexual manner, but we greet each other in a brotherly love, which they would call back in maybe the 20s or the 30s as bromance. Bromance, meaning I love this brother as my brother. The scripture says, love thy neighbor as thyself. That's right. So if I don't express love to this man, I'm not pointing him in the right direction. I come in here and teach all this stuff. If I'm not doing it, why should he do it? That's a target. All the stuff that I have taught this young man over the 6 years, he knows that I live up to my word. I have not told him not one lie since we've been here. He knows whatever I say, my word is good. Right or wrong, Josh?
Right.
He knows it. So he know he can come to me and say, I know Brother Tyrone living up to it, because whatever he said, he gonna do it. So that's the target. If you're not training your son by your word, and I said this on Father's Day. Have you seen the Father's Day broadcast? I mean, the thing I sent out last Sunday about fathers. Your sons are going to remember you more about the things that you do rather than the things that you say. You better remember that. They ain't looking at what you listen to what you say. They may hear you, but they're looking at what you do in front of them.
They also hold you to that account, because once you break that promise,
that's right.
that you're gonna do something with that kid.
That's it. You ain't gonna
trust you.
Your credibility is done. It's done. All right. Let's go on with this story, brother Josh.
If I were to stare in my son's eyes and explain what it is that makes a man, I would not breathe a word about how much that my man might beat bench, or in which athletics he may excel. My inventory would be different.
Yes.
A list of our grandfathers would surely approve.
Yes.
I would tell my son, let me
okay. Go ahead, brother.
that he must never walk away from what he knows is right.
All right. So that means you as men, you got to stand on what you believe in. That's where the integrity comes in it. All right. Stand up for what you believe. Sometimes I tell these young men all the time, they may not like you, but who cares?
They're gonna respect you.
They're gonna respect you. Sometimes you may have to stand alone, but that's all a part of it. Don't walk away from what's right and what you believe in. That's right. Go ahead, brother. Good point.
And though it may be hard to stand tall against our enemies,
yes,
it is even harder to reach for the sky opposite our friends.
That's right. That's right.
I would tell my son that he must do both.
Yes.
Always and without fail.
Yes.
A man who goes along with that which he knows is wrong, whether it is to be part of something or simply because it is easier, will see less than he wishes when looking in the mirror.
That's right. Because you sell yourself out. You sell your soul out.
We may not need to wear 3-piece suits 7 days a week to look our best.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we should leave our houses looking like slobs.
That's right, brother. That's right.
Proper grooming reveals our respect.
Stop right there. First, you have to respect yourself before somebody else's can respect you in return. The way you look, and I'm glad Brother Josh is taking this stuff into being. When we talked about the earring broadcast, we talked about the sagging pants, he took all this seriously. Because people, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, a good first impression. Sure. Because once they see it, the first time they see it, that's going to always be in their mind. Right there in their mind. So when you make that first impression good, that's going to stick with them. Not pretending, but putting on a good first impression. This is who I am. This is my character. This is what I represent.
Did you get a haircut?
No.
Looks like you did.
I just been sweating like crazy.
Respect for ourselves.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Respect for those in our company.
The people that you hang around with. That's right.
And respect for those who we happen to meet.
That's right.
Proper grooming is not the sole domain of the affluent.
That's right.
Soap is cheap.
That's right.
It is. And time runs in equivalence to air.
That's right.
My boy will know to open the door for his wife.
That's right. That's
right. Because every day he watches me open the door for mine.
There you go. The actions. There you go. There you go.
Somewhere in the midst of the feminist movement,
yes,
there was a misunderstanding.
Yes, we talked about that. Yes.
We did talk about that.
That's right. Femininity about that.
Feminism.
Feminism. That's right.
why are men so feminine?
Yeah. We talked about that.
Just because we no longer required to do something by the reduced laws of society doesn't mean we never should.
That's right. All right. I want you to stop right there. All right. So basically what Brother Josh has read to you is a story about a man recalling his past. With it, we ain't got to go there. We're gonna jump down. So what he was trying to say to you in that script, in that portion of reading that the gentleman was talking about his father, all that stuff has disappeared in life.
Yeah.
It's eroded our society, and that's why men.
Back in the early '60s is when it became.
Well, it started changing in the 50s.
Yeah.
That's when it started. That's when things really started changing.
From the
in
1900s to the 1950s, a man was a man.
Yeah, and then it started changing.
Let me tell you something. As a man, I didn't grow up in that era.
I understand. I grew up in the 60s.
In the movies, from the 1900s to the 1950s, in the movies, a man get into a fight, he got these right here.
Sure.
They don't come back. They don't come back stabbing and shooting like that.
Because see, that's the things that society has taught, that men, we supposed to be violent.
But we're not.
To be a man. But that's what the television say.
That's the man box.
Yeah, well.
See, when we start, when
I'm
hot now, brother. My shoe came off. But see, when society tells us to do something, but we do the opposite of what society doesn't want us to do, then we become trouble.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go.
I'm gonna read this part. I'm gonna let you.
Ahead,
I know you was talking a little bit. I'm gonna let you rest a little bit in a minute. How fathers can help boys become men. Fathers have a vital responsibility to teach their sons how to be strong and responsible men as they grow up. I'm going to say that one more time.
That's power. Read that again.
Fathers have a vital, meaning important, responsibility to teach their sons how to be strong and responsible men as they grow up. And what's the first thing? You need to learn how to love him. Just like I just showed love to Brother Josh, and we show love to one another, you got to show that boy that you love him. Outwardly, not just talking, you got to literally show him. I'm going to read this right here. A father must first love his boy as much as any mother does. Most mothers give their boys plenty of love, but a boy needs a father's love too. You hear what I just said? A boy needs a father's love too. You show him that you love him by telling him, I love you, I'm proud of you, I appreciate the way you help your sister by fixing a bike or whatever it is.
It made me feel good after the broadcast. The next day, my brother Tyrone said, "I'm proud of you, brother.
That's right.
You did good."
That's right.
That made me feel good as a man. Because as a man, we don't know how to accept compliments.
That's right, and we don't know how to receive them. We don't know how to give them.
But see, when we receive a compliment, we don't know how to take. We take it as like something totally different.
We throw it off to the side. That's it. We talked about that broadcast too. That's right. Comments like these, especially as you look him right in the eye, make a child feel loved and secure in that love. You also show love by touching him. All right. For a young boy, a hug and a kiss are in order, and ladder, that pat on the back, the nudge, the hand on the shoulder. All these are signs that show you approve of him and love him. I do that to my grandson all the time. Many men have the whole idea that showing the boy any love and affection will make him effeminate or feminine, weak or insecure. However, the opposite is true. All right, let's get into this. Go ahead and read 1 and 2 for us, brother Josh, and we're gonna get down some stuff today.
It is clear that in the absence of a father, or at least a positive father figure in the young man's life, he struggles to learn what it means to become a good man.
Yes.
One who shoulders responsibility, or the one who values hard work and determination, and one who will one day take on the responsibility of becoming a father and supporting a family.
Yes.
But teaching a young man,
here's a key word,
how to become a responsible man involves more than just being there.
That's right.
It is a conscious process of mentoring,
that's right,
training and connecting that creates a desire and the skills.
Okay, you got to create a desire in that young boy so he's hungry for knowledge, hungry for wisdom, to show him, all right?
Needed for a boy to become the kind of man we all hope he becomes.
That's right.
It starts with understanding the key principles.
There it is.
Talked about last week.
That's right.
Associated with being a great man and a great father, and then both teaching them and living them in your own life. Let me say that again.
Okay, read it again, brother.
It starts with understanding the key principles.
Yes.
associated with being a great man and a great father, and then both teaching them and living them in your own life.
All right.
Number
Now,
one.
okay, now we're gonna get into some things on what you as a man need to teach your son in life, so you'll be pointing him in the right direction. If some of these things you're not doing, you're going to fail your son mightily, and he will not be successful. He'll be seclusive. He'll be closed down. He won't know how to communicate. He will not know how to talk and relate. And we've been talking about this all the time. He'll get into depression. He'll join gangs. He'll get drug abuse. All this stuff is all a part of this if you don't teach him and aim in the right direction. So, Brother Josh, call a few of these, and we're going to get down into it now.
Be the role model.
What does that mean, being a role model?
Be somebody that somebody looks up to.
That's right. That boy needs to see it within. Like I said before in the beginning, a little while ago, you have to set the example. Show him. Don't just talk the talk. Show him by leading him.
You got to talk the walk and walk the walk.
That's right. You got to show him. So you got to be an effective role model, man. We don't have a lot of role models in our society anymore.
We don't.
We don't have them. So we have to make the change in ourselves. We have to make the conscious effort to change our life. That's why I created MSF. We have to start within ourselves. And that's why I started this organization, to show men that you can turn your life around and be effective in the lives of other men. All right.
Well, see, brother, it hurts me knowing when I started out with the group, how many it was to how many it is now.
Oh, I understand. I understand.
But it hurts me that, and I was talking to somebody else about this, and I said, they said, why did all the brothers leave? I said, because they didn't want to respect Tyrone, what Tyrone stood for. Especially with some of the other brothers that come in the group out of uniform, not mentioning any names.
Yeah.
Come in uniform, they were looking for a handout.
Yeah.
And Brother Tyrone wasn't giving no handout. Tyrone used to teach a class called a manhood class.
That's right. That's right.
And I missed a couple of the lessons due to some stuff. But what I learned from Tyrone about the manhood class, one, how to be a man, and two, what a man represents.
Yes. So, and I'm glad you said that, Brother Josh. You know, a lot of the brothers that were coming, and we changed our format. We're going to get back to our meetings again, but we still got to have this broadcast because I feel that it's being so effective, which you have proven that it is so. At 15,000 views almost at a year doing the broadcast, this is astronomical.
That's God working miracles.
That's God working miracles. But the point of it is that a lot of the brothers came looking for excuses or giving excuses, and I don't want to hear excuses. You know I am.
Yes, sir.
Either you're going to
do it or you're not going to do it.
That's plain simple. And see, that's the problem we as men have. We make too many excuses, and usually young boys that grow up, if they have not had no direction, no training, they're going to have the same excuses.
Exactly.
Good God from Zion.
Teach them about planning.
Oh my God, that's very, very important, Brother Josh. A lot of us, and I'm guilty too, I was never taught how to plan my life.
I wasn't either.
Because I didn't have no father to teach me how to save money, how to do certain things. But now as I've gotten older,
learn on your own.
I had to learn on my own now. Now I'm trying to teach y'all. Because it's very, very important, men, that you have to learn how to plan your life. All right, you do it in 30, 60, 90 days, a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I got a book in my bag right now that I know what I'm going to do in the next 3 years. I got it written down. Yes. That's what you have to do. You have to write it down. Make a plan so you can read it every day and follow that plan. You got to teach them how to plan, men. If you don't know, if you're not a good planner, that's why you spend all your money on nonsense, because you don't have a plan. All right, there's no reason for you to be ignorant to anything in this world today with all the technology we have.
Let me tell you something, Brother Tyrone. The Bible says money is the root of all evil.
It is. But if we're not wise over money, then we become a slave to money.
Exactly.
Good God from Zion.
Teach and model respect.
Wow. Read that, brother. Good God from Zion.
Men in our popular society seem to be most valued when they rebel against authority and do what they want, regardless of the impact on others. But living together in a day-to-day society and culture requires that we have behaved differently than that. Help our young men learn respect for authority.
Wow.
To show respect for women and girls.
Absolutely, brother.
And to be gentlemen.
Yes.
Help them learn to work well with others and show respect for different point of views.
Yes. Now, I'm glad you said that, Brother Josh. That was very powerful, because a lot of men don't have respect for themselves.
They don't.
Now, when they
how you gonna have respect for somebody else if you ain't got no respect for yourself?
Exactly. But you see it when they talk to women. If a girl don't talk to a man,
call them the B word.
They call them the B word. First thing, that's what they do, just because they feel they're entitled.
See, I'm guilty with that.
See,
Because when I get mad at a female, I'm like,
You can't do that. You can't do it because.
But I'm saying I'm learning to.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to change my vocabulary. Because Brother Dwight, you hardly ever hear Brother Dwight say a cuss word.
No, I don't either. That's something. That's a process. I had to get out of that.
I'm trying to be like Dwight. I'm trying to change my language and the way I speak.
You can. It's just a process. It's a process.